Good morning, yogis. Nice to see you. Happy, Wednesday. Welcome to your Vinyasa flow class. This morning, I'm going to be focusing on balance. I think as we're navigating this new normal, we definitely could all use some balance in our lives. So we'll be working our way into some one-legged standing poses. And we will start this morning our breathing exercise. We're going to bring it to child's pose. So grounding down on our mats, feeling the earth beneath us, knees wide, toes together, stretching those arms long in front, bringing that forehead down. Just thanking ourselves for the hardest part of our practice, which is showing up to our mat. So good job, yogis, making it for the hardest part of your practice. As we let go of everything outside the four corners of our mat, stretching fingertips long to the front of the room, letting those heels, letting our butt sink into those heels. Taking a deep inhale, breath in through the nose, and letting it go out the mouth. Taking another full expansive breath in through the nose, filling that belly up with air, expanding through chest, ribs, back body. And as we exhale out, just letting those hips sink further back to the heels, just becoming aware of Mother Earth supporting us, our forehead grounding down, arms grounded, palms of the hands grounded, shins grounded into the earth. Just continuing with our breathing here in our first few moments of our yoga practice. Slow, smooth inhales, expanding through belly, through back body, and then as we exhale out, just turning our attention inward as we check in with ourselves today, paying particular attention to those areas that might feel tight or stuck. Just allowing our breath to wash over us. Calming the mind, stilling the body. Sending our breath, our love to those areas that might feel tight or stuck. Just letting go of any tension in the jaw. Let's take about 3 more deep inhales and exhales here. Just feeling that expansiveness open up through the hips. Lengthening, stretching through the sides. And finishing up, bottom of that last exhale breath. Going to go ahead and bring it right up into our tabletop on our hands and knees this morning. So hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. And we're going to work into our cat-cows here. So inhaling into our cow pose. Chin up, collarbones wide, tailbone to the sky, tops of the feet flat on the mat. And then as we exhale into our cat pose, doming our back, head drops, gaze at the back wall, pushing the floor away, separating through those back shoulder blades. You can take cat-cow at your own pace here. Really lengthening crown of the head towards the ceiling here, tailbone to the sky on your cow. And then as we drop into cat, externally rotating those arms. Breathing space through our collarbones here on the cow. And then separating through back shoulder blades on the cat. And finishing up with your last cat-cow. Bringing head, neck, spine back to neutral. Gaze top of the mat, those abs engaged. Let's take one nice balancing pose here. We're going to inhale, stretching left arm long to the front of the room. And we're going to reach that right leg to the back wall. Balancing here. You can keep it here. If you want to go further into the pose, you can bend that right leg at the knee, reaching around, capturing top of the right foot with our left hand as we open up through our heart chakra a little bit here. A little bit of a back bend. And then slowly releasing right knee, left hand back to the mat. Let's take that nice balancing stretch on the other side. So reaching right arm, right fingertips to the front of the room, stretching that left leg to the back, those abs engaged. We're going to bend left leg at the knee, reaching around, capturing top of left foot with right hand, stretching up here, feeling the stretch through that left quadricep, opening up through our heart chakra. And then releasing right hand back, left knee back. Go ahead and tuck toes under. Bring hips to sky for downward facing dog. Now as we push the floor away, pushing through palm, thumb, index finger, tailbone to the sky, can slowly start to pedal those feet out, right, left, here in our first downward facing dog of the day. No tension in head, neck, or shoulders. And then inhaling forward to plank pose. You can take traditional plank, abs engaged, long spine. You can drop to your knees. You can take it back to tabletop. Those inner thighs spinning toward the sky. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky here as we push the floor away. Inhaling forward to plank. And then with those elbows hugged in tight, close to ribs, let's go ahead and release all the way down on our mats. We're going to do just a few low cobras here, warm up the low back. So legs and feet together, those kneecaps lifted, hands next to ribs, exhaling out on the inhale, lifting up, stretching crown of the head to the front of the room, lifting up head, neck, and shoulders, making space in our low back here in our first low cobra, and releasing face back down to the mat. And then getting ready for our second low cobra. Inhaling, head, neck, and chest up. If you'd like to take full cobra, taking it deeper into the low back stretch, you can place hands on the outside of the mat, straightening arms. Nice deep inhale and exhale here. Lifting those kneecaps. And then releasing all the way back, face down on your mat. Hands next to ribs, tucking toes under, bringing it back to a plank pose. And then releasing back to downward facing dog, pushing tailbone to the sky. Let's go ahead and come up on both toes. Take a deep bend in both knees. And we're going to slowly walk those feet up to meet those hands. We're going to bring it into our forward fold, our Uttanasana, so feet hip width apart, bending over, just bending at the hips. You can either hook arms at elbows or have hands down to the mat or blocks. We're shifting our weight from foot to foot, side to side, swaying back and forth. Should be able to shake your head yes and no. Still breathing. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling all the way up to our mountain pose at the top of our mat with that head and neck coming up last. Good morning, yogis. Okay. Making sure in our mountain pose we're standing solidly in all four corners of our feet, long and tall in our spine. Abs engaged, stretching crown of the head up towards the heavens. Inhaling, sweeping arms all the way overhead, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, we fold all the way over. Inhaling, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, planting both hands, top of the mat. Take it through the chaturanga, those elbows hugged in tight. Strong core, inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, back to downward facing dog. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees. Walk, step, or hop, both feet top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, we fold over. Inhaling, rooting down to rise up. Fingertips overhead. Exhaling, drawing the energy down. Hands through heart center prayer. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar A. Inhaling, we reach up. Exhaling, we fold over. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, planting hands, top of the mat, taking it back, top of a push-up, through the Vinyasa, Chaturanga, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, downward facing dog, tailbone to the sky here, nice big inhale and exhale. Inhaling, that right leg backing up towards the back wall. And then slowly stepping our right front foot through in between our hands. We're going to spin that back left heel down, that back left foot at a 45-degree angle. Going to bring it up into our warrior one. So arms, fingertips to the sky, lengthening through that tailbone, pushing tailbone down to the floor, opening to warrior two. Staying low in that front leg. And we'll go ahead and do our little pulse here, inhaling up, exhaling back to warrior two, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. One more, inhaling up, Exhaling, we stay here, we flip front palm to the sky, we reach forward, then reach back, reversing our warrior, opening up through that right side, stretching, holding, breathing. And then we're going to bring right hand down inside of right front foot. Left arm reaches long overhead for our extended side angle pose. And then spinning up on back toes, left hand down next to right hand, right arm to the sky here for our revolved side angle. If you want to open up through this right shoulder even more, you can wrap that right arm around your waist. And then releasing. Let's bring it up to a runner's lunge. So hands, heart center prayer, back leg straight, heel off the ground. And then we're going to release up into warrior three, our first one-legged balancing pose, standing solidly in that right foot, bringing back left leg up here. You can keep hands at heart center prayer. You can shoot arms forward if you'd like to take traditional warrior three. It's balancing, strengthening, holding. Nice work, yogis. And then releasing both hands back, top of the mat as we take it back through the vinyasa. Strong through the chaturanga, or you can skip the vinyasa and just take it back to downward facing dog. That's fine. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Inhaling that left leg back and up towards the back wall. Slowly stepping our left front foot through. Spinning that back right heel down, that back right foot at a 45-degree angle. We're going to bring it up into warrior one on this side. Reaching fingertips to the sky. Then opening to warrior two. Keeping that tailbone tucked under here. And then taking it into our little pulse, inhaling up. Exhaling back to warrior two, inhaling up. Exhaling, inhaling. It's moving with our breath. Exhaling, last one, inhaling up. Exhaling, we stay here, we flip front palm to the sky, we reach forward, then reach back, reversing our warrior, opening up through this left side, stretching, holding, breathing. And then bringing left hand down inside of left front foot, right arm long overhead for our extended side angle pose. Then spinning up on back toes, right hand down next to left hand, left arm to the sky here for our revolved side angle. If you really want to open up through that left shoulder, you can wrap left arm around your waist. And then shifting into crescent lunge, back right heel up, hands heart center prayer. Bringing it into our warrior three on this side, so shifting all of our weight for our one-legged balancing pose. You can keep hands at heart center prayer, or you can shoot arms out front for traditional warrior three. Those abs engaged, toes pointed down, flexing our back right foot. Just loving ourselves wherever we're at today, knowing it's exactly where we're meant to be in this present moment, this new normal. And then releasing both hands back, top of the mat, taking it back through the vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Inhaling, right leg up towards the back wall. Slowly stepping that right front foot through. Spinning back left heel down as we bring it up into our warrior one. And then opening to warrior two on this side. And we're going to straighten this right front leg. We're going to hinge at the hip. Pulling this right hip back in right hip socket. We're going to bring it to triangle pose. So right hand down to right ankle or on the shin, or you can have hand on a block. Left arm to the sky here. And then let's go ahead and take it to reverse triangle. If you need to bump that back foot in a little bit, you can. As we bring left hand down to the floor or a block, right arm up here in our revolved triangle. Yeah, really feeling it in that right hip. Our arms in one long line of energy. And then we're going to bring it into half moon. I like to have a block. You can have your hand on the floor here as we shift all of our weight into this front right foot. Right hand down, left leg, left arm up here in our Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon pose. Your gaze can be down. You can look up wherever you feel comfortable with your gaze today. Just breathing, working on our balance. And then keep that left leg up. We're going to take it to revolved half moon. So left hand comes down, right arm up here in our revolved half moon. Beautiful work, yogis. Beautiful balance. And then releasing both hands back top of the mat as we take it back through the vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath here. Inhaling, left leg back and up towards the back wall. And then slowly stepping that left front foot through. Back right heel spins down. Back right foot at the 45-degree angle, bringing it up into our warrior one. Opening to warrior two. Let's go ahead and straighten this left front leg. Hinging at the hip as we really pull this left hip back and left hip socket for triangle pose. On this left side, you can have hand to the shin, ankle, or a block. Right arm reaches to the sky. Here in our Trikonasana pose. And then you can bump that back foot in a little bit if you need to. We're just going to shift arms. Right arm down, left arm up here. You can have that hand on a block if you need to. In our revolved triangle. Oh yeah, feeling in that left hip. Just breathing all through those tight areas. Back shoulder blades drawing down the back. And then taking it to our half moon pose. So all of our weight shifts to this left front foot, left hand down on a block or the floor, right leg, right arm up here as we open up into our Ardha Chandrasana. And if you need to balance against a wall, that's fine. You can totally balance against a wall in your one-legged balancing poses. It's breathing, strengthening, holding. And then we leave that right leg up. We're just going to bring right hand down, left arm up for our revolved half moon. Beautiful work, beautiful focus, yogis. Hang in there. Yoga, just like life, sometimes you just got to hang in there. Breathing. Slowly releasing, left hand back, top of the mat, taking it through one final vinyasa flow, inhaling upward facing dog, exhaling through the downward facing dog. Nice big inhale and exhale here. And then we're going to come up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees, walk, step, or hop, both feet top of the mat. And we're going to bring it up to standing tall at the top for our one-legged balancing poses. All right, let's do our eagle pose, our Garudasana. We'll stand on the right foot first. So arms out, standing solidly in all four corners of that right foot as we bring left leg up. And we're going to cross left arm under right. You can either have hands on shoulders or you can take the traditional eagle wrap, wrapping at the forearms. Your gaze should be on a focal point straight in front of you. Our goal in eagle pose as we sit down, squatting low, is to get those elbows and knees in one line. Again, if you need to balance against a wall, that's fine. Always use your props. A wall is considered your prop. It's breathing here. And then when we release, we send that fresh oxygenated blood to every part of our body. So good for us. All right, taking our eagle pose on the other side, standing in that left foot, all four corners of the foot connected with the earth, arms out. Right leg comes up and wraps around. Right arm is going to wrap around under left arm, hands on shoulders, or you can take the traditional eagle wrap. You can have toes down on the mat. You can wrap that leg all the way around. Our gaze on one focal point straight ahead of us as we bend those elbows and knees in one long line. Shoulder heads away from ears. It's building our strength, working on our balance. And when we release, we send that fresh oxygenated blood to every part of our body. Nice work, yogis. All right, our last one-legged standing pose will be tree pose. So standing in that right leg, right foot, bringing sole of the left foot up to shin or all the way up to the thigh, just avoiding the knee area. So sole of the left foot on either left shin or left thigh. You can keep your hands at heart center prayer. You can grow the branches of your tree if you like in tree pose. It's a great pose for receiving and giving gratitude out into the universe. I'm grateful for the beautiful weather today, the little birdies tweeting outside. Just whatever small thing you can think to be grateful for. And then hands at heart center prayer as we release that left foot back to the earth to meet right foot. And then taking our tree pose on the other side. So standing in left foot, bringing sole of the right foot up to either left shin or left thigh, just avoiding the knee area. Long and tall in our spine. You can keep hands at heart center prayer. You can extend the branches of your tree. Our one-legged balancing poses teach us to work on that fine balance between effort and surrender. Again, just like life, always knowing, well, always trying to play with the balance between effort and surrender. And then bringing hands back down through heart center prayer. Beautiful work, yogis. Let's go ahead and bring it back flat on our mats. And just gonna release feet and knees up for happy babies. So legs bent to the knees, feet apart, knees apart, either grabbing outer shins or outer edges of the feet, pulling those shins down. Low back, shoulders press into the earth here. You can rock your baby or keep your baby still. And then finally hugging both knees tight to our chest, giving ourselves one big final squeeze of love before releasing into our most important pose, our final resting pose of Shavasana. Feeling free to take any final movements or poses or postures you need to take before we find our way into our final resting corpse pose, Shavasana. Life is a fine balance of holding on and letting go. I am learning to live between effort and surrender. Slowly starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, rolling those wrists and ankles around, bringing life back into your limbs and your body. You can gently stretch your arms long overhead, and then you can gently roll over onto your favorite side and push yourself up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the room. Our hands gather together at Heart Center Prayer and Anjali Mudra. Just being grateful for all of the many blessings that we have and sending this gratitude out to all beings everywhere. Thank you for letting me guide you today. Namaste. Thank you, my friends. Miss you. Love you. Be well.